Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor, and we are back in the caverns of Krauzhaf. So, not looking forward to it. Yeah, we'll need to fight our way through this never-ending tide of goblins, but yeah, there's no way I could have completed this quest last episode. I was already running so tight on time, but hopefully this one will be able to do this a little bit faster, or I don't know. Well, at least I know this time around where I need to go, because all we need to do now is I need to collect a barrel of black powder. Well, there seems to be one nearby, so oh, really? Come on! For God's sake! As you can see here, we got the Goblin Slayer of Outer Gondor, because how could not we? In this dreadful place. But okay. So, second chance. We cannot screw this up anymore, and I think that was already the situation I was in at the end of last episode, so might as well have finished this last time around. I swear. These goblins are gonna be the end of me. Another one? Really? And of course, they like to root. They always do. And you know, I despise these little guys. That's no surprise to anyone. Yeah, I think at the end of last episode, I had been fighting my way around this cave for, what, 10 minutes? So I already had clear expectations of what to expect from these goblins, but also what to do to survive. But since a few days have passed since last I record, then I need to get used to this again. So now it just follow the southwestern tunnel. We gotta do this in the order you want? Are you for real? This is stupid. I was already here in a tunnel, one of them. Yeah, have it your friggin' way then. This has to be the most hair-pulling thing we have done in this expansion so far. Another friggin' sapper. I swear. And another one. I swear, having us do this in the order the game wants, it's It's so ridiculous, unnecessary. We already know where the tunnels are. We already know what we need to do. Why can't we just do it? The sooner we're done with this, the better, I tell you. The tunnel is blocked. Thank God. That wouldn't stop the goblins from spawning in here, but... Anyway, the western tunnel. The only one we haven't been to yet. Thank God. Now, western tunnel, this one in here. If I can avoid at least some of these guys. I mean, this looks like the perfect spot to farm the Goblin Slayer teeth, of course, but that's not my intention right now. And if I come here to farm that teeth, you bet I'm not gonna do that with landscape difficulty on. It's not worth it. Thank God. Here we have the second spot. Russian rocks choke the tunnel. Thank you. And now we gotta do the northwestern tunnel we were in just a few minutes ago. I swear, you could have let me do that. There's no difference in doing that in any order. Well, at least I realized before I had reached the end of that tunnel. Can you imagine that? I swear. Yeah, please drop down. Don't bother me again. Oh. Yeah, better to fight these two guys than the little army that we have there. Now, if you don't mind, just go where you were. I don't want to see your ugly face. You're not gonna move, are you? For God's sake. And this is with our reforged items. I don't want to imagine what would have happened if we didn't take the time to reforge before coming here. A bit of sport. Yeah, I can't say the same about you. Are you down? Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. Please tell me this is it. Yeah, Carl, if I want to leave this place already, we're almost done, it seems. I hope. This, yeah, it's from the last episode. That's a light armor piece that we really can't use. I don't know if I want a Tome of Burst recovery. I mean, seems kind of nice, but I don't know if I really want to keep that one. But I'll leave that choice for later. Speak to Igerna outside the cave. And please let us be on our merry way. I really don't want to hear anything else about these goblins ever again. Just want to leave this place for good. And thank you very much. Where is she? Yeah, because God knows having her right by the exit would be too easy. Really? Oh, come on! Just wanted that friggin' chest. Christ. Of course. Thank you so much. Really. I went through a lot of trouble for you, so I hope we're done.
I heard the explosions from here. May that make them think twice about coming to the lands of Gondor.
And may this make you think twice before going after a goblin then yourself.
Word of the goblins must be brought to Ost Arndír. But my wound will make my journey a slow one.
I beg of you one last boon. Bring this report to Umbar. He needs to know about the threat of the goblins. The knight will take it from here, Beriathan. Okay. Yeah, let's go back to Ost Arndír. And we'll see how it goes from there. We can also advance the main quest now that we are going back. That's gonna be good too. Finally done, and I hope you don't want anything else.
You return, with the scent of black powder about you, but looking none the worse for wear. Did you find Igerna?
I disagree. I think I'd look pretty much worse for the wear. You hand him the report and explain what you found. He takes it from you and reads it gravely. It seems we owe you great thanks for your actions in Krauzhaf and across Pinatgelin. I shall send knights to deal with the remaining goblins and a horse for Igerna, that she might not have to walk all the way back. Thank you, Beriathan. You are true to your reputation, and lucky we are that you arrived when you did. Well, lucky I am that you don't need anything else. I really don't want to be too whiny here, but God, that cave was awful. I'm glad to be back in Ost Arndír nonetheless, and let's see what's our next stop. We of course still have plenty of things left to do in Pinatgelin, but for now, Everyone stares at you with apprehension.
The boys are safe? Thank the Valar.
Scout has just arrived from Tûm Rost, driving his horse beyond exhaustion. The Corsairs have attacked in force. Vitality mitigation? Maybe.
The Lady Norio prepares a response to deal with the Corsair raiders.
Hurry now to her side, for there is little time to waste if we are to save the folk of Tûm Rost. Okay, that's where we're going. Ah no, Lady Norio was upstairs. Yeah, I remember now. Sorry, my bad.
A number of Corsair ships have sailed in secret up the Hathaland.
And now they pillage the farms and villages of Tûm Rost. I will dispatch our soldiers at once. Are you with us, Elessar?
We will fight alongside you to defend the Green Hills, Norio.
Count my warriors among your number. Are you prepared for this, Beriathan? Tell me when you are ready to depart for Tûm Rost.
Then let us depart for Tûm Rost with all haste.
Let us go.
The people of Iáphel suffer at the hands of the Corsairs. The smell of burning grapes hangs on the air.
And that, of course, is not good. This attack is a personal affront to me, Beriathan, for this land is not just under the protection of Lady Nauril and the Knights of the Green Hills, but it falls also within my purview as the King of Gondor. The people of Iáphel will not be endangered while I still live to prevent it. Hurry, we must defend the folk of Iáphel from the Corsairs. Oh, this is an instance! There's no landscape difficulty inside this place. Yeah, nice change of pace. Alright, so this doesn't look good, of course. Another remix of the original Gondor teams. That's so cool. Well, let me take care of these guys for you now that we're at it. Where now? Remain on your guard. There are still Corsairs here about. Legolas and Gimli. The village is not yet safe. Beriathan, go with Rosaran and deal with the raiders in the north. The rest of you, spread out. Like Rosaran, you say? Would that I had a company of mounted swan knights with which to sweep the Corsairs from this place. You and I will have to do, Beriathan, and we must be up to the task. That is the command of the king. This way. Don't you worry, we will be. Feels good to have an easy fight every once in a while. There they come. For God's sake. Don't you worry, Garliv. We are okay. We gotta protect the people in here. There may still be Corsairs lurking in the shadows, Beriathan. I will search inside the buildings to the north and you should go around to the back. Alright, consider it done then. Here we have one guy. Also feels good being able to just run around and pull everything on side. Okay, the building is secured, it seems. So we gotta go back to Rosaran now. We are fortunate, my friend. Most of the villagers are unharmed, for the Corsairs set the hillside aflame as they climbed up to the village, and the folk of Iáphel did not delay. They took shelter among these buildings at the first sign of the Corsair approach. Once we have put out the fires, most of the danger should be over. Just before you returned, I heard the dwarf Gimli shouting back in the main square. You should ensure he has all in hand. It could be more of the Corsairs hid themselves and thought to do some mischief when our backs were turned. Gimli may need your help back in the main square. Hurry to him. Sure, but this is also a very nice picture with the villagers and all, and Rosaran in here, so of course I'm taking it. And back to the main square. Oh, Windir? What happened? Windir, the Vintner of Iáphel, sits in a whitening red pool and stares at you with glassy eyes, his clothes red stained. You ask if he's injured and he shakes his head. This is not blood, he says. It's worse. My finest bottles were smashed beyond repair, and their contents drained. I pray the king still has the bottles we gifted to him. They are irreplaceable now. Windir falls silent. I'm glad to hear he's safe. And I'm sure he craves more for the wine than his own blood. I stayed behind Beriathan, and I was right to do so. Some of the Corsair raiders hid themselves around the square and thought to attack Elessar from the rear. But there may be more. We should follow after him and see if any other villains had the same idea. We will surprise any of the Corsairs that think to trap Elessar and the others. Lead the way, Gimli. After all, you know where they went. Okay, more Corsairs here, I see them. Alright, that's the first batch. Let's go. I'm enjoying the music in this instance a lot. Once again, it's revisiting the combat themes, the original combat themes in Gondor. And it's also mixing them up with some of the themes that we heard when we first met Tumuldo and Nakási, so that seems to be the main theme for the Kindred of the Coins. I don't know, there's some bit of foreshadowing in here, if you ask me, in the music. I really want to see where this is going. Alright. We gotta get to their ships. Legolas, Lornion, Elad, and Eldor here, born deer. My friends, how fare the folk of Iáphel? Iáphel, I don't know, this name is so confusing to me. Do not fully understand it, Beriathan. The main Corsair ships must be anchored further down the river, for most of the raiders route here in secret, piloting small boats. Why then would they set fire to the hillside as they approached Iáphel, giving away their presence before they reached the village that was their destination? You suggest to Elessar that perhaps the Corsairs wanted to inspire fear in the hearts of the villagers, and he nods. Perhaps that is the answer. Still, it is good to hear that most of the villagers remain unharmed. We drove the Corsairs back to the river, and most of them fled in their small ships. They may seek to return once they have licked their wounds, but I think it more likely they will not attack. They will not attack Iáphel again for some time. We should search along the shoreline and ensure that no Corsairs remain here in hiding. It is possible we overlook some of the fleeing pillagers in our charge down the hill. Sure. Something is gonna happen. You cannot shake that feeling off me. Something here is gonna happen and it's not gonna be good. Along the shoreline to the south, I presume? Yeah. Corsair leaps from his hiding place and attacks. The potential hiding place is free of Corsair. Okay. A young boy emerges from the hiding place, Orgolas of Amphalas. I'm sorry. Orgolas stammers nervously, overcome with fright. I told Thorongil it was wrong and we should not follow the warriors, but he said if we didn't, that my father Galadriel would know his heir to be a coward, and I am no coward, Beriathan, but...
I should not have listened to him! I knew it was wrong! There was no convincing him! Thorongil wanted to get a closer look at the ships. And then...
Orgolas, you were to stay at Ost Arndír.
I'm sorry, my king, but Thorongil!
Breathe deeply, Orgolas, and then tell us what befell Thorongil.
I told him we should turn around, but he wanted to get closer to the ships. I hid in a bush, but he kept going, and one of the Corsairs seized him.
One of the Corsairs, a huge lout with muscles like I have never seen, lifted Thorongil up by one arm and dangled him over the river. "This is one of those halflings I have heard about?" he asked. And Thorongil spat curses at him and said he was named Thorongil and would have all the Corsairs put to death if they didn't unhunt him. They laughed at that. Oh, did they ever. I can still hear the laughter, it's terrible. But there was something about that name they didn't like. "Thorongil, you say?" the big fellow asked, drawing his sword. I think he would have killed Thorongil then and there, but an elf among the Corsairs said something to him, and his face became like a storm cloud. I couldn't really hear it from where I was hiding, but I think the elf was saying the captain would want to keep Thorongil on board her ship. The big lout put his sword away and hauled Thorongil onto their boat, and they rowed out into the river, and then they were gone. I know it was wrong and we shouldn't have come here, but I didn't know how to get out of it, and then it was all over and it was too late. The way they spoke about their captain, it fills me with terror, even now.
They called her the Reaper of the Waves.
The Reaper of the Waves. I think we know this, Captain Beriathan. Nakási has reason to hate Gondor, and she told you herself that she planned to wreak vengeance upon my kingdom. It would not surprise me to learn she planned to raid every village along the river's edge in Pinat Gelin, but the abduction of Thorongil caused her to change this plan. He may prove a useful hostage for the Kindred of the Coins. But I am getting ahead of myself. Right now we must bring this unwelcome news to Thorongil's mother Nauriel, and then perhaps we can do something to prevent Nakási from escaping Outer Gondor with Thorongil in her custody. Alright, I have some thoughts about this, but we gotta finish this quest first. Yeah, she's not happy, of course.
This outrage cannot stand!
I will wage such war upon the Corsairs that they will not sail within sight of Gondor for 1,000 years. I will call to arms every knight that has ever raised a sword within Peanut Galen to follow me and rescue my son.
I think there is reason to believe the Corsairs will not harm Thorongil.
They will see value in keeping him alive to use in potential bargain with Gondor. If we act rashly, we might endanger the boy's life. We must not risk that. I want to send someone to follow the ships. We must track them from shore and see where they sail. It is not certain they will return directly to Umbar, and if they put in at Cove along the Langstrand, we may be able to rescue Thorongil before he is brought back to the Kindred of the Coins. What say you, Beriathan? Are you prepared for a chase? Always.
Return to Anfalas as quickly as you can. And look for some sign of the retreating Corsair ships.
I want you to return to Anfalas as quickly as you can, my friend, and to look for signs of the retreating Corsair ships from the coast of Thingast. If it can be managed, we need to know what direction they sail as they leave the river. We will follow after you, but a longer company must move more slowly than one man. Once you determine the direction of the Corsair ships, you will find me at Lont Kirion. Go with utmost haste, my friend. Much depends on what you can learn of their course. Alright, so yeah, I have some thoughts. As I told you previously, I already had gotten some spoilers of the story in the Corsairs of Umbar, so I already knew the reason why we were sent to Umbar in the first place is because a kid gets kidnapped, and now we have seen that. I gotta admit, when we met Orgolas, he was a little harsh, a little reckless, and I thought Orgolas would be the kid that would get kidnapped, but after we met Thorongil, it was pretty clear it would be him. He is more reckless than Orgolas is. He's also named after Thorongil, so the Corsairs would of course want something to do with him, and they will try to get his vengeance with him. And now he is in the power of Nakási. Why he was not killed, I also have a theory, another spoiler that I got that I wish I hadn't, because man, it would have been so awesome to not have that spoiled. But anyway, I'm not gonna do that for you because I'm not that kind of guy. In any case, now we gotta go back, and I forgot the way. We gotta go back and go after the ship. Now I am a little torn because we still have like half of Peanut Galen to do, and from the looks of it, I don't know. From the looks of it, after going after these ships, the story will keep moving. So I don't know if I wanna complete the side quests and the deeds that we have missing in here, because we still need to complete 11 quests for this place. No, that's Langstrand. We need 8 and 3. That's 11 locations for the deed: Mereham, Cresfeld, Bergrau, Parafold, Naxted, Marsadar, Pahorboha, Gladendale, Hunter's Rock, Log Tangal, Munador. But at the same time, I really want to see how this ends.
Have you come to help?
So I think
Good.
I'm gonna... Let me see this. Thingast, all the way to almost Lont Kirion. I think this... Yeah, this calls for urgency. The utmost urgency that we can muster. A kid's life is at stake after all. And I guess we'll leave the remaining of Outer Gondor for another time. This will also give us a great chance of looking for the remaining locations of the Anfalas deed, the Anfalas Explorer deed. At least some of them. Rich deposit. I want to grab that one. Hopefully it's not that far. I really want... Yeah, it's right here. So yeah, back to Iáphel as it is. I mean, I hope the game will give us the chance, the main story will give us a chance of doing the eastern portion of Peanut Galen that we really haven't had the chance of visiting yet. I hope we do get that chance. Some more deposit in here and in here at the crossroad. Now there is some portion here in the map that looks a little bit suspicious to me. Maybe it's not anything important, but I mean, we have so many locations missing here in Peanut Galen that I just want to double check if there is something related to one of those deeds we still need to complete. Seems... oh, Natstead. Yeah. That's what I thought. Well, I'm glad to see I was right in that regard. There doesn't seem to be any questing here. But we got it. That is one location less we need to worry about. I mean, that's still a lot, but... We really gotta keep an eye open for some of those locations. Because, well, we can see 1 here, 2, 3, 4. Maybe this one in here is the 5th one. But we're missing 10. So we're halfway done with what we haven't discovered yet. And I don't like that, but we'll see if we can discover the rest of these locations on our own without too much help, because otherwise we'll need help. I would like to see if we can avoid that, but it doesn't seem likely at this point. Yeah. Let's get back to the road then and continue our exploration. Some of these locations that we need to discover, if I'm not mistaken, are around here, right between the border of Peanut Galen and the Amphalas. So just want to take a look, make sure. I mean, I'm not entirely sure we are at the right place anyway, but gotta give it a try. I don't know if the main quest will take us to these places at some point. It doesn't seem likely, because it seems we're about to go back to Londkirion and get ready for Delogale. Yeah. Get ready to sail for the Shield Isles. Yeah, we have found this location, which seems to be like a great place to farm the Dead Slayer in Outer Gondor. the Slayer did. And if I'm not mistaken, the Snarlwood... The Snarlwood, no, it's not around here. I remember, yeah, I had to look them up online. Hope you don't mind, but some of these places are really hard to find. Well, not precisely hard if you are taking the time to run around, but there are really not a lot of quests that will take you there. So they require extra effort, is what I mean. Thing is, a lot of people, most people, are just rushing through Gondor so that they can get to Umbar faster. A lot of them are skipping Gondor outright, but yeah, I wonder how many people were able to find them on their own. I mean, somebody, of course, did to upload the location to the wiki, but how many people were able to do this without any sort of help whatsoever? It's what I'm wondering right now. The Snarlwood, I think I can see that on the map. The quest tracker is so big that you can barely see it there, but if you take the quest tracker out or away, you would see there is some sort of woody area to the south, to the southwest. So it seems to be that's where we need to go for the Snarlwood. Oh, a rich deposit. You know, I can't say no to that. Just hoping that one of them will have another shard for us. I mean, as far as I understand, the shards have higher chances of dropping from one of those rich deposits. Oh, didn't see the dark water there, my bad. But we are mounted, we shouldn't have any issues avoiding that one. This seems to be the location we need to be for the epic anyway. A horn! Really didn't expect to see horns in Iáphelas. We have come here to the shore. You have found a spot from which you might see distant ships. Like this one? The hazy sky over the water hides from the other side any retreating ships. Another spot to the west. Okay. Yeah, we have seen that haze before. Of course, it's nighttime, so it's already pretty dark even without the haze. But yeah, we cannot see that far. This is a good spot from which to look for distant ships again. You can't quite make out what the distant ships on the water might be. Talk to Arasdil on the coast of Thingast? Where exactly is Arasdil? Ah, right here. My bad.
Fleeing Corsair ships? No, I've not seen anything of that sort today.
Or I have only just arrived from Elgovas. You say they would be coming down the river? Doubtless these are not the tidings you need, but I did see your ships going upriver a few days gone. From hiding I watched their crew come ashore, bearing torches and shouting commands. They visited the haunted grove to the southwest. Foolish idea, of course, that's a place decent folk don't go, and still haven't. Who would count a Corsair decent after all? Anyway, they were in sight for just a quarter of an hour or so, and when they emerged they reported their ships and sailed up the river. I told the town guard back home, and so do not think I haven't done my share. But I am just a fisherman, and even the guardsmen knew better than to get mixed up with 2 ships of Corsair raiders. You think they might keep a secret store of goods or weapons in that groves? Strength Den it is called, and I tell you again, it is haunted. You won't see me creeping about in there, and if you've more wisdom than foolish courage, you won't go inside either. Good day to you. No, foolish courage it is for us. Yeah. Especially because, yeah, we're looking for Thorongil, so we really need any clue we can get, even if it means going into a haunted grove. And besides, we have gone to such places before, and we have experienced, confirmed that most of the time those haunted locations are really not that haunted. Come on, you gotta let me climb, please. One of these rocks. Otherwise, what do we need to do? Like, yeah, through here. Thank God. We could go up. So again, I think the Snarlwood is very close by. It's one of these locations in here. It's just that this is taking us back to the shore, and that's not where I want to go. Oh, this is gonna be it, right? I think. Ah, these Havanks don't attack? Oh my God! Thank you! You have discovered Snarlwood. Yeah, I knew it. Completed Petals of the Langstrand. I do want to check that deed, but not in the middle of a pack of Havanks. A new deed, Explorer of Outer Gondor. Great, so we have a title and some virtue XP. Oh. Wait. We are advancing wait. Okay. So, you have explored the enemy encampments and other dangerous places in Amphalas in great detail, and we have Explorer of Outer Gondor. We need to complete the 2 Explorer deeds in Amphalas and 2 in Pinath Gelin. So we're making our way. We're getting there. And it seems we are about to enter the haunted glade or whatever. The haunted grove. What's the difference between a glade and a grove? I'm not certain. Well, English is not my mother language, and this sort of subtleties are lost on me sometimes. Not sure what's the difference between a glade and a grove. If you know, please let me know. I'm very curious now. There seems to be no immediate sign of Corsairs at this grove. Tumbamálë! Oh! You have discovered Tumbamálë. Okay! I mean, I knew we would come here eventually for the epic, but I didn't expect it to be this soon. So we have completed Explorer of Amphalas. We have a new title, some more Virtue XP. Wit is now level 89. Cool. Traveler of the Langstrand. You have explored the settlements and natural landmarks of Amphalas in great detail. And we have an abandoned bow. The bow is of unusually high quality and is in fine repair. A deep rumbling sound seems to come from all around you. An end. Wasn't expecting to find an end either.
You there, small one.
Have you come here to Tumbamálë to bring tidings of my friend Nestinanesorni? I'm not saying that name again. Nestinanesorni. God.
There have been many strange happenings of late.
The ant rumbles. He slowly turns his head to look past the trees of the grove and falls silent. After a long moment, he seems to realize you are still here. A long, windy sigh escapes from his mouth. It is most unusual for so much to happen to the ants, he murmurs sleepily. I am cold, he begins, and after a time you realize that the sound rolling out among the twigs and branches of the grove, making them restless, is actually a long name spoken languidly in Old Entish. But you may call me Lathloom or Leafshade, he continues, his voice little more than a sigh.
That is the bow of my friend Nestina. He left it here when he went away.
Alright, it seems this is either gonna be an instance or a long conversation when the ends, and these conversations take a while. It seems we're about to get to the other spoiler I told you about. I wish I hadn't read, so I think we better leave all these for the next one because it's gonna be juicy. So yeah, this is gonna be the end of today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.